Hello, YouTube. How are you? Um, I want to talk to you about betrayal and losing a friend, or someone who you thought was a friend. I should emphasize that. Um, I need a moment. Okay, so everything I'm telling you is the truth, the way it happened, what was said, how it was said, the time frame, if I can remember the time frame of when it happened, etc. Um, I really don't have a lot of female friends, and there's a reason for that. I wasn't, what would the word be, trivial in high school, so I'm not going to be trivial as an adult. I'm not going to hate someone because they're better looking, or I don't like you, or you don't like me because you think I'm trying to steal your man. I don't do that crap. I'm too old for that, and I didn't do it when I was a kid, so I'm not going to do it now. So certain things that women are known for, insecurity, jealousy, you hate her because of how she looks, or whatever the deal is, I don't do that. So the friends that I have, most of my friends are guys. The females that I have had, that I have as friends and have had in the past, are not like that. They're not like that. You know, they want the best for you. I want the best for them. You know that. You know what I'm saying? So it was never mean girls. I don't have time for that. I just don't have time for that. So anyway, moving right along. So I used to be friends with someone. Okay, correction. That's not accurate. I love this person and I thought they loved me. That's more accurate. Okay. So, and I'm going to be looking down a lot because I had to write a lot of notes because I got some stuff to tell you. Boy, do I have some stuff to tell you. You have no idea. Anyway, I met this person. Let's call her, I'm trying to think of a good name. Let's call her Shelby. Want to do that? We'll call her Shelby. So, Shelby, not a real name. Shelby and I met because we were neighbors where I currently live, and she no longer lives. We were both loners, but I thought we clicked. Excuse me. I was close with her for approximately 4 years, going on 5, and it might even be longer than that because time flies. She got to the point where she started talking about how she hates women. And I thought we were on the same page with that, and I don't mean I hate women, so let me clarify. Meaning we hate the trivial, you know, we don't do that. So I thought that was something that made us click because we were on the same page. Anyway, always said that. I hate women, I hate women, I hate women. You gotta be careful of what you say you hate, especially if you are what you say you hate. And this person's a woman, so it doesn't make any sense. And as you know, a lot of things I tell you are going to defy logic, so that's par for the course. Anyway, every time we got close, let me first of all, again, I'm notorious for this, aren't I? I have to backtrack. I mentioned this briefly in another video. We had similar pasts. We were both abused. We were both hated by our parents. In her case, her parents were alcoholics, raging alcoholics, and, you know, just violent rage and unpredictability and beatings that were way beyond on normal spanking, so to speak. So we had very similar backgrounds, which I was under the impression that that would bond us closer because we understand each other. Anyway, so every time we got close, she would deliberately, almost every time, well, I mean, there used to be a time when we would do things together and it would be a bonding thing, but every single time that I can remember that we bonded close to each other, she would run away. And there was also a cycle. I'm going to say every several days to every week and a half for years on end, she'd do the withdrawal thing. Come close, go away, come close, go away, come close, go away. That's symptomology of borderline personality disorder. I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. Get out of my face. Where you been? I miss you. That's just one of the many symptoms. I'm not a doctor. Somebody notate that. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not pretending to be a doctor. However, I've done plenty of research when I deal with crazies because I really want to know what your problem is. And once I piece the puzzle together, I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So always pulled away like clockwork. You could almost look at the calendar and know. She wouldn't answer the phone, just was not responsive, would, look for reasons to create a fight where there wasn't a reason for us to be fighting and fussing over something stupid. And 99.9% of the time, it's just her looking for a reason to justify backing away. It didn't have anything to do with reality, but she was just trying to back away. And like I said, that's typical of BPD. Come close, get out my face, come close, get out my face. There's an excellent book called I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. Oh my God. Wow. I read that book and I was completely floored. I knew I was close with two people who have all the symptoms. The only thing missing in the book is their picture. And there was even a time when she said, I think I have what so-and-so has, which is someone I used to be friends with, that I'm no longer friends with. Because I'm not going to deal with wackadoo. You're going to have to get this straight, because I'm not getting paid $75, $80 an hour, $85, $90 an hour to deal with crazy. You're going to have to figure it out. Especially if I've got your back through thick and thin, and you have mine according to what mood you're in, or what personality you want to be, or whatever. I don't have time for that. I'm too old for that. I don't got time for it. I watched The Bachelor tonight. Yes, I'm weak for The Bachelor. Leave me alone. Bachelorette, same thing. Quit picking on me. Anyway, so he said something that was interesting. He said, sometimes you love someone more than they love you. That would be accurate. That would be extremely accurate, especially pertaining to this situation. Let's see. She would always give me the impression that she can handle stress, but that was smoke and mirrors, which a lot of what I saw with this person was smoke and mirrors. Always acted like she could handle stress. Everything's good to go. But that was a facade, and that was smoke and mirrors. She cannot handle stress. She will find stress. She will take a magnifying glass, and by God, she will find something to be stressed about. Extremely self-sabotaging. Anything good, she is going to ruin it. If it takes her last breath, she's going to find a way to destroy it. And she's good at that. And as I knew her through the years, her ability to deal with stress declined to the point where, it was non-existent. Her ability to deal with stress was non-existent, which I never knew that. I thought she was the strongest person in the world. And I told her that. I said, you're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. Well, I was floored by how wrong I was. Later, I was floored by how wrong I was. And she would get pissed off that I would say that. I'm not as strong as you think I am. Well, she's right. It was all a facade. And if there's not drama, she's going to find it. She's going to find a reason to be upset or depressed or angry. She liked to be angry. Anyway. Self-sabotaging. Can't handle real love. Some people, when they hear their whole life, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're nothing, you're zero, you're nothing, you're a fat loser. Why don't you just go kill yourself? You're not worth the air that you breathe. Some people get that so deep in their mind that they're convinced of that. And you can't tell them any different. I don't care how much you give them, how much love you give them, how many hugs you give them, how many times you give them compliments, how many times you compliment how well they handled something. The damage has been irreversibly done in a lot of cases. It doesn't have to be that way, but a lot of times it is. Um, and I have a saying that people sometimes will choose hell in life over good because they're accustomed to hell. They're accustomed to arguing and fighting, and I hate you. Well, I hate you too. They're used to that, so they always reproduce that hostile, unfriendly atmosphere because that's what they're accustomed to. And I have a saying. I call it. I don't believe this way, but I know other people do, subconsciously or otherwise. It's my hell, and I know how to manage it. I'm the manager of my hell, but it doesn't have to be that way. That thought process is very dysfunctional. Anyway, can't handle real love, gravitates towards people who use her and who are super selfish. If you are an ass to her, you are the best thing in the world. You are perfection personified. If you love her unconditionally, if you forgive for all the damn mood swings, and believe me, baby, there are going to be mood swings everywhere. You forgive and you forgive and you love and you love and you love and you love. Well, you're the scum of the earth. That's what that is. You're horrible, which makes obviously no sense. Let's see. She would always sabotage anything. Like I said, I keep saying that. There was a lot of drama that started July of 2015. Came out of nowhere, which is usually what happens. We were supposed to go to, I live in Missouri, we were supposed to go to Kansas City, and we were supposed to have a girls' day. Well, that didn't happen. She started, now again, keep in mind, any situation that's supposed to bond us, she's going to jeopardize it. She didn't do it as much in the beginning, but as I knew her, she got progressively worse and worse and worse. And even if she went along with it, she would instantly withdraw at some point. And there would always be an endless list of reasons why she was withdrawing. Some of it was directed at me, and other times it was because she didn't feel well, and all kinds of bullshit. So we were supposed to go do this girly thing and spend the day in the city, and she started coming up with a bunch of crap as to why she can't go. My son won't let me use the car. Even when he's asleep, I can't use the car. Like he dominates the car, which is a load of crap because I've known her for years and he has never done that. Okay? There may be some exceptions where he's like, well, if you use it before this time because I'm going to go hang with my friends or whatever this evening or whatever the case is. But so far as putting his fist down on the table and you ain't using the car, okay? No, I don't care if I'm sleeping or not. I don't care what I'm doing. No, he's never done that. So that was one of the many lies that I was told. And oh, baby, it gets better. You haven't heard nothing yet. Oh, it gets better. Trust me on this. So he supposedly dominated her with the car. Again, a load of bullshit. So I said I'd have to drive long distance to pick her up, and then we would just hop on the highway, and then go to the city from there. Well, so we were going to just bypass needing to get his permission. We were just going to bypass that. Well, that wasn't going to work for her because she was trying desperately to get out of going. So She left a message on my cell phone. I didn't respond because I was right in the middle of putting gas in the car and get ready to go shoot over there long distance to pick her up, which would have took me way out of my way, but I was willing to do it. So she left a message. She said, well, she called me back and she said, did you get the message I left on your cell phone? And I said, no. This is the reason she decided not to go. My father wants to spend time with me, you want to spend time with me, and my son wants to spend time with me. I'm done. Okay? I specifically said, you're being irrational. You're being irrational. Why are you acting like, well, I'm done. Wash my hands of it. That was all she wrote. That's fine. I was really pissed, but that was just the beginning. Don't even think for 2 seconds that it ends there. Oh, no. So, and in retrospect, I wished, you think of the best things to say after the fact, way after the fact. Oh, I should have said this, darn it. I really wanted to say with that nasty, funky attitude, you're lucky anybody wants to spend time with you. But that didn't come to my mind till way later. Anyway, so I swim, and I do hot tub therapy for my body. I have a chronic pain condition, whatever. Anyway, so we were there at the pool which if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't even know about the damn pool. That's the reason I don't take people to the pool, because I shared that special thing. It's special to me to have time with other people there and to do my exercise and do what I need to do. And it's special to me, and I don't bring everybody there, because if I have a falling out with you or you decide to act stupid out of nowhere, you know how to get to one of my favorite places, and you get to the point where you don't deserve that. So I don't bring everybody there, but I made the mistake of bringing her dumb ass there. So anyway, I was there with her son's friends and her. Now, she was supposedly in love with this man. She was supposedly engaged to him, and we'll get to that in a minute. However, she was trying desperately to get attention from her son's friend. Will she tell you the truth about that and say, no, I would never do that? No. Was she trying to desperately to get his attention? Yes, she was. His friends were relating more to me than her because she doesn't have any social skills. So everybody's talking to me and not her. So she was really jealous about that. And she had the hots for one of his friends anyway. So one of his friend's sisters was bonding with me because she was very frightened of the water, and I can relate to that because I used to have an intense fear of water too. She and I bonded, and I said, I know what that feel's like. I've been there. And I was saying something that the girl she was doing this number after I said what I said. So Shelby says, stop saying that. You're making her cry. Now, mind you, she didn't even know what the hell we were talking about. So I looked at the young lady and I said, are you crying? She goes, no. I said, are you laughing because of what I said? She goes, yeah. So I looked at this one over here and I said, we're good. So she started dominating my conversations and my interactions with other people. Excuse me, I don't do domination. I don't do control. I'm a grown-ass woman. I did not come out of your ooh-ha. I am not your damn child. You don't tell me what to do, who to talk to, and how to talk to. What? You don't rule. You rule grown people? You can't even control yourself. How you going to control somebody else? But anyway, so it got worse. Me and the guy she had the hots for, even though she's supposedly in love with someone else. But like I said, we'll get to that. He and I were having a conversation, and things were going really well. She didn't like that at all. We weren't talking anything romantic. I could be his mom. Okay. Anyway, we were talking about skydiving. He wants to take a group of people and go skydiving. He asked me, he said, "Are you afraid of heights?" And I said, "No, not really." "Would you ever go skydiving?" I said, "Heck yeah, I think I would, yeah." I said, "But it's too expensive." And he said, "Not if you get a group of people and everybody chips in." I said, "You know what? You got a point there." So that's what we were talking about. Well, she didn't like that. Now, let me backtrack for a minute again. Like, y'all will get used to me doing that. Anyway, for like a month and a half, she'd gone out of state to go visit some family. I think when she was there, she had to suppress who she really, really, really is, because she can't show all of what's wrong with her psychologically, because it might piss them off. And if you're not on your turf, and this is just me surmising because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. If you are on someone else's turf and you decide you want to be an ass, they can take your ass back to the damn airport. They'll be like, "You know what? I don't like your attitude. You seem ungrateful. You seem selfish. You seem self-absorbed. And you know what? You got two choices. We could either drop you off at the airport, or we could send you to the hotel, because we're not dealing with it. We're not going to deal with it." So I think she suppressed and suppressed and pretended she was a nice person, and and did all of that. I'm just so wonderful, and it was all smoke and mirrors. Because the reason I say that is because when she came back from that trip, you thought she was horrible before? Oh, honey, you ain't seen horrible. Whew. The bitchiness was, I, I'm literally speechless. And I couldn't figure out why she was so horrible when she came. The timing of it was horrible. As soon as she came back from that trip, it was like open season. I'm going to be your worst nightmare. I'm going to cut everybody off who I've been knowing for years. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Now, mind you, I'm the only one that had her back through everything. When her brother died, who was there? Who was there? Who dropped everything to be there? Yours truly, because I'm stupid like that, apparently. That's what you do when you supposedly love somebody. I know people don't do that no more. They're all about themselves. But I'm here to tell you, that's what you're supposed to do when you love somebody. Love ain't about you. In fact, a lot of times it's about what you're going to do for them. How much of yourself are you willing to give for someone else? Someone deserving, not someone who's taking advantage of you. So came back and mood swings worse than an EKG machine. Started firing everybody. And I thought to myself, even though I've had her back through thick and thin, people are not going to deal with your damn mood swings. Okay? And I dealt with it for not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but probably 4 going on 5 years, maybe longer. Most people ain't going to put up with your shit for less than, 5 minutes. They're going to be like, "Oh," and they'll fire you. So, anyway. So, came back, and when she started firing everybody that she was, and they've taken major advantage of her, because those are the people that get rewarded, remember? And if you're good to her, you're the scum of the earth, you're a loser, you could just die, because you're just not a good person if you're a good person. So anyway, when she was out of state, we're back at the pool now. let me get you up to speed. We're back at the pool. So her son's friend and I were talking, and I was telling him a funny story about when she was out of state and the grandbaby had said a cuss word, which is not, you don't want your kids to be cussing, but if it's a little kid that doesn't know any better, they're just repeating what they heard, it's kind of comical, and of course you have to correct them, etc. Get ready. Get ready. Brace yourself. I'm telling him this story that would normally be funny. For normal people, that would be kind of funny. I said, what? I was referring with her, and I said, what did your grandbaby say again? And I was just, and she started saying what happened, and then she backtracked, and she said, don't talk about that. And then I just looked at him like, what the hell? And I wasn't even talking about it anymore. And she says my name with venom. And she just, this is what she did. And I could never depict this in a picture. That's why I'm glad I'm doing video. You don't say anything about that. That's family secrets. I'm not exaggerating. I am dead serious. If I'm lying, let lightning hit me and kill me on the spot. Y'all can watch my death. You don't tell that. That's family secrets. Family secrets are, you know, there's some drug addiction in the family. There's been some other illegal things happening in the family that you don't want to advertise in the public eye, you know. That's family secrets. A baby saying something they shouldn't say. So she decided to get mega nasty with me. And then, oh, don't think it's over. It's not. Oh, don't be silly. She gets out of the pool. And he was, the guy she had a crush on, he was telling her, it's not that big a deal. My daughter said bad things, and I jumped her world for it. It's not that big a deal. And when she was talking to him, she switched back to the nice personality, and she was like this, what? Listening to everything he said. And then when she looked back at me, so she gets out of the pool, and she's talking about me like a dog to her son. And her face is all, so it's obvious. And so the guy she had the hots for, even though she's in love with someone else, he said, well, I think she's mad at you. And I said, well, what else is new? You know, the fact that I breathe would piss her off. So anyway. Well, when people are going, and everybody was very uncomfortable, because when somebody loses their damn mind, for absolutely no reason, everybody does this number. And they scatter like mice. I don't know if y'all ever been in that situation, but they scatter like mice. They're gone. They're like, we don't know what happened. We just entered the twilight zone. We gone. And everybody dispersed. We were supposed to get a tattoo that night. I love her grandmother, and I never met her, but she just, I could never hear enough stories about her. She just sounded like a total gem. Just a total sweetheart. So anyway, I wanted to get something in memory of her and in memory of someone who was a best friend of mine who actually treated me with respect. Go figure. Didn't look for reasons to hate me. She actually loved me and I loved her. Anyway, in memory of her, I was supposed to get a purple rose, and this one over here already had the purple rose, and we were supposed to get identical tattoos. Well, that's a bonding thing, so she can't do that. You know, she can't, bonding? No, we don't do that. So she deliberately rocked the boat, obviously. Another thing that she had done that day, which I was horrified by, she had lost a significant amount of weight, and she wasn't smart enough to get a bathing suit that fits her. So you're in water, your bathing suit gets heavy, you can reveal parts of your body that you probably shouldn't be revealing in public. This just goes to show you how far out of her mind she was going, as if you didn't get a clue up till this point. She did a handstand, and let's just put it this way. The lower part of her swimsuit was way too big, and it flashed parts of her that should not be seen in public. And this was before she got mega nasty, was spitting venom at me. I said, don't do that again. She said, what? I said, don't do that again, because you're showing your lady parts. Don't do that. Don't do that. And she just looked at me with a blank expression, like nothing was registering. So, anyway, that night, or when everybody dispersed, gone, she's sitting on the bench, and I said, you got to remember, I've been dealing with this individual for year after year after year after year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it gets to the point where you're like, I've had it. I have had your back through thick and thin. I have had your back when nobody else gave a damn. I was the one that gave you Thanksgiving. We reframed Christmas. When you lost a guy that you claimed you were involved with, but there were so many lies. So who only knows what's the truth and what's not the truth anymore? You lost him. You mourn for him every year. Who's the one that said, well, why don't you reframe it? It doesn't have to be disastrous. It could be when his birthday comes, we'll make a cake in memory of him. We'll do this. You got to reframe it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be devastating for you every single year. It's all in how you look at it and if you reframe it. So anyway, she was on the bench, and I said, I was so disgusted at this point. And like I said, I had her back through everything, and I put up with way too much. And I won't do it again. Trust me. Lesson well learned. Check. I said, I was so disgusted I couldn't even look at her face. And I said, are you done? Like, say, she's sitting over here. Let's just say, for example, she's sitting here. I said, are you done? And she said, well, I was just getting out of the pool. And that's how she said it. I said, this is the reason I don't deal with women. I don't need the bitchiness. I don't need the hate. I don't need the attitude. I don't know what your problem is. And so that's when, and that same night we were supposed to do the tattoo. I was supposed to get the tattoo, which I got it anyway. I don't need your permission. I'm over 18. I don't need your damn permission to get a tattoo. Anyway, so disgusted with her. Ugh. Anyway, so after I addressed her, she looked down at the ground and she said, I can't do this. I said, yeah, that sounds typical. And she said, no, it's not. And I said, yeah, it is. She said, no, it's not. Like a little girl. Are you starting to connect the dots? Because I'll help you if you need me to help you. So let's talk about the guy that she was supposedly engaged to. For his privacy, I'm not going to go too deep into what his situation was. However, we had gone months without speaking because she had again gone through the emotional, withdrawal, and so you got to wait for her to come back to normal. It may take a while, but hang in there. It don't last long, but it will happen for a minute. Anyway, so we had to talk for a while. She came strutting up in here with a ring on her left hand. She's supposedly engaged. She's been saying that at that particular point. She's been saying that for years. We're engaged. We're going to get married. We talked in depth about it. Da 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 da. I know jewelry. I know gemstones. Okay, I'm not a I can't think of the word right now, but I know more about gemstones than probably your average person, just because it's a hobby for me and it's a passion for me. So when she showed me the ring that her man supposedly got her, I knew that that was a very inexpensive ring. Probably 10-karat gold, if it's even real gold. It was so paper thin and so lightweight that I knew it didn't have any real substance to it. Even if a man can't afford to get you a really nice one, he's not going to get you something that you could probably get out of a gumball machine. And, I don't know. It was just super inexpensive. And I was creeped out by that. I'm like, I really don't think he gave her that. But I'm just going to put that in the back of my mental Rolodex. But I was suspicious about that. Okay, so she's supposedly in love with him. She's supposedly engaged, and they're planning their wedding, and da. But she was telling me that they were talking a lot less. You show me somebody who's engaged and they never speak to their fiancé. They talk to them every month, every other month, every 3 months. If you're lucky, they'll call you. Man, that's a load of bullshit. So I thought that was very suspicious. Come to find out, all of that was a lie. I'm pretty sure she purchased her own ring. She even purchased her own wedding gown. It looked like somebody cleaned their floor with it. No man that's worth his salt is going to want you to buy a rag that used to look like an elegant bridal gown. He don't want that. You don't want to be on YouTube for that. Look at this wedding. This is a joke. Look at her dress. Ha! No. If he's a decent man, he wants you to wear something nice and pretty. So I think that she got the wedding dress across the street from her house, which is an antique shop. So the good news is you could get a wedding dress for almost nothing. Bad news is you got to get it professionally cleaned, hope the stains come out, get it, adjusted for your body and everything else. She had lost a significant amount of weight also. There was a reason for that. So before I even get into that, she has known men who are drunks. She's known men who have hygiene problems. She's known men who used her to babysit their children while they disappeared across the road driving a truck. Men will use you for to babysit their kids, or they will, people will just use each other, period. They'll, use your uterus so you can make another baby for them. And if you can't have a baby for them, they'll dismiss you. There's all kinds of, this world has really gone to hell in a handbasket. But anyway. Bottom quality men. And I've had my share of that too, and they got fired. Because I don't roll that way. You have to have some class and some intelligence and learn how to respect women. You don't know how to respect women, sayonara, bye-bye. Anyway, the worse you treat her as a man, the more she loves you. You are the best thing that's ever happened to her. You are her best dream come true. You don't have to call her. You can call her whenever the hell you feel like it. You can use her for whatever you want to use her for. Your imagination could go with that one. And she'll just fall deeper and deeper in love with you because she feels on a subconscious level that she doesn't deserve anything better. So she's going to deal with people who lie to her, who manipulate and use her and take advantage of her, because she won't put her foot down and say, you don't treat me like that. She will allow you to treat her like crap. But if you love her, she doesn't tolerate that at all. You are the worst thing that's ever happened to her if you love her. Now, you ready for the grand finale? For the past, I'm going to say 3 years, I used to work in the medical field. I've said that before in other videos. So I know a little bit about certain things. And in this instance, you don't even have to know a whole lot. You could just connect the dots and know that something's not making sense. So, 3 years ago, approximately, I could be wrong, but that's the ballpark, 3 years ago, she was dying of cancer. She had pancreatic cancer, and she had stomach cancer. And she's dying because guess what? Those are both potentially deadly. The reasons why, especially for pancreatic, is because you don't necessarily get symptoms that you notice until it's too late. So your prognosis for that is really, really slim. So, but she has both stomach cancer, which can be terminal, and pancreatic cancer, which is terminal. Don't you know she never had any symptoms? I feel that she deliberately lost a ton of weight because she's trying to prove that she's dying of cancer. Never gave me a straight answer as to, well, what's the prognosis? What stage are you? What treatments are the doctor, is the doctor doing? Never gave me straight answers. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. And then come to find out, 3 years of no symptoms and you're dying of cancer and you're bouncing up and down the road shopping your tail off. Going here, going there. Oh, but your son doesn't let you use the car. But amazingly, you can just go all over the place, and you're dying, and you got the energy to just go up and down the road, honey. She need to call the American Cancer Society. She need to call the media, because you're the only person I know with 2 types of cancer that could kill you, and you've had it for 3 years with 0 symptoms. You are a medical miracle. So anyway, yeah, no symptoms. I don't have to be a doctor to know that that doesn't make any damn sense. Patrick Swayze had pancreatic cancer. He had he could get the best treatments money can buy. And he only lasted a year. This one has 2 types of cancer that could kill you, and she's not phased at all. Only symptoms she's got is she lost a lot of weight. Other than that, she's great. Yeah, medical miracle. I noticed that there were other people that she never told that lie to. I think there was also, I feel, when people are manipulating real hard multiple people, because she talked about me like a dog behind my back. She talked about me, talked to her son about me behind my back, talked to me about her son, talked to me about other people, and I'm probably, sure she told them about me and how horrible I was as a person, which is really weird because none of my other friends from when I was a kid up until adulthood, none, zero, nada, niet, none of my friends have considered me a horrible person, just you. So I got newsflash, sister. It's not me. And I didn't pay all these people to be my friend. And you're the only one who hates my guts. So obviously it's not me. Now, she didn't lie to other people and tell them she was dying. She just saved that for me. Didn't tell her father that she was supposedly engaged. Never told him. Made the mistake of wearing the ring over there. And he said, is there something you need to tell me? And she said, no. But you're going to lie to the person who had your back. For how many years? Despite all your hatred? I'm not a doctor. However, my research indicates the following possible disorders that the crazy heifer has. And I will explain what they mean. Munchausen. I believe she has Munchausen. Munchausen is when you pretend you have an illness for attention. Hello, I've got cancer, I'm dying. But yes, she never died. Oh yeah, that's believable. Borderline personality disorder. I love you, I hate you, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, you're the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You're my worst nightmare. You never had my back, you never did nothing right. As a matter of fact, when we were at the pool, I'm backtracking again, bear with me, just go with me. When I confronted her, she had the balls, the audacity to say, you know how many times you made me mad? Not all the times I've had her back. Not all the love I gave her when she didn't deserve nobody to love her. Nobody deserved to put up with that. And no, just no. I've had her back when nobody else, her own blood and her family, her flesh and blood didn't give a damn. I was there. How many times you made me mad? Well, if having somebody's back all the time is going to make them mad, they're going to have to get used to getting mad, because that's what you do when you care about somebody, even if they don't love you back. But we won't go there. Anyway, she can't love. She was taught hatred at an early age, and that's all she knows. Anyway, I also believe that she has dissociative disorder. Dissociative disorder is when you do not know, you are so delusional that you don't know the difference between reality and delusion. I'm getting married, we're going to run off into the sunset together, he's perfect, I'm perfect, and we're perfect together. Even though he talks to me every 2 to 3 months. But besides the point, we love each other. You hit her with reality, she gets pissed off. And I had another friend who has all the symptoms of BPD, with no exceptions. All of the symptoms of BPD. They might as well be twins, the 2 of them. And he was the same way. Love conquers all. All you got to do is say, I do. All you have to do is have stars in your eyes. All you have to do is have a ring on your finger. And your problems vanish. They disappear. That's what's wrong with people. If any of y'all have a problem in your life, all you got to do is fall in love. All your problems disappear. Your health gets better. You can run marathons. Even if you've never done them before, all of a sudden you get married, you say, I do. Woo, baby, the sky is the limit. You can climb Mount Everest and you don't need no oxygen tank. All you got to do is walk up that sucker and it takes 10 minutes and you can reach the summit. Anyway, oh yeah, delusional. Dissociative identity disorder, which is when it used to be called multiple personality disorder. Now, when it was going down, did I know what was happening? No, I did not. Because I have never, to my knowledge, been around anybody who did that in front of me, so I didn't know what was happening. But when you look at the pool incident by itself, she went from to, I can't do this. And I said, that's typical. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. What does that sound like to you? A child. Adults don't do that. Children do. Clean your room before you have dinner. I don't want to. I mean, that's something children do. And I've seen the little girl personality pop out when we all went to a restaurant together. And she went running. It was a buffet style. Everybody is an adult. Nobody needs their hand held. Come on, baby pumpkin. Let me show you. I know you're a grown man, but let me show you how to keep a scoop rice on your plate, okay? Everybody goes for their own because they're all adults. She chased behind her son like she was 5. I can't leave my dada. She didn't say it, but she ran after him. Everywhere in the restaurant he went, she ran behind him. So that was the little girl personality. It took me a while to connect the dots, but I finally got it. She admitted to PTSD, and she admits to OCD. And I mentioned that in another video where, and like I said, I'm not a doctor, but these are the symptoms that I saw with my own eyes. I've been on the receiving end of it. I have read about it until my eyes were crossed. She has all the symptoms of these conditions. She kept saying, I have such and such recurrent, whatever that is. I don't know if it's depression, something recurrent. I don't know. But honey, oh no, that's the short list of what's wrong with you. Now, I think, and I'm going to wrap this up, I think that there should be some kind of injection that lasts for like 3 to 6 months or something like that or whatever, because people who are out there, and I have a family member, a couple, correction, I have a couple of family members who are, so a lot of times people sneak and hide who they really are from their doctors and their therapists. So they're trying to sneak and act like everything is peachy when they're in their presence because they don't want to go to a psych hospital. They don't want to be diagnosed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diagnoses. They don't want that. They don't want that stigma. So they want to continue to raise hell with everybody, but they also have an on-again, off-again relationship with their medication. When they get tired of taking it, they stop taking it. Guess who suffers for that? All of us who are normal or halfway normal, we get to pay the price because you don't feel like taking your damn medicine. So I feel that I hope they come up with some kind of medicine once they diagnose you properly, and medical professionals need the proper training to see through the smoke and mirrors. I'm fine. Have you had mood swings? No. Is everything okay? Yes. Everything is perfect. They need to see past the bullshit to see who you really are. Know the key questions to ask. Get you diagnosed properly, because it's not easy to get diagnosed properly, especially when somebody is doing smoke and mirrors. Because their life is a living hell and it's miserable and they're losing relationships with people left and right. But that must be fun because they keep hiding, who they are. Do you want to get better? But they don't want to get better in some cases. Now I've seen people on YouTube, and my hat goes off to you, and I really want to hug you for those of you who admit having mental illness. This is what's wrong with me. This is what I've been diagnosed with. This is the medication I'm on. I can tell when I'm having a issue and whatever. They take responsibility for their mood swings and their behavior instead of saying, all of you are monsters. And yikes. they actually take responsibility for how they treat other people, which is what adults do. And if they do not have the ability to do it, that's when your loved one should say, honey, I love you very, very much, but you are irrational. Your mood swings are all over the map. This isn't normal, and I really want the best for you because I want you to have an enriched life despite what you're going through. So let's go get some medication. Let's go, if somebody truly, truly, truly loves you, they will go with you to the doctor. Now, all she had to do, they'll go with you to the doctor, the therapist, or whatever. All she had to do, and this is how deep love can run, okay? All she had to do was say, I really don't know what's happening to me, but I want to find out. I would have took her by the hand and said, baby, let's go and do what we got to do to get you better. Did that ever happen? No. Despite me always having her back, and she used to pretend that she had my back too, she puts me in the same category as Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, and Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm the worst thing that ever happened to society. Right? Okay. Well, how come nobody else ever felt that way? You're the only one. You're the only one that thinks I'm a monster. Anyway. Sometimes she's hyper-religious. That's one of her personalities. The other personality is the bully. The bully comes out a lot more often than any other personality. You know why? Because the bully keeps her protected, or so she thinks. She's used to being a dominated child, vulnerable child. So she developed, I feel, my personal opinion is, I'm not a doctor, but I feel that she developed that personality to keep her protected. But unfortunately, it keeps her protected against people who are good for her, because that's, her mind can't fathom, I should be good to good people, and people who are not good to me, I should draw the line with them and say, look, these are the boundaries, knock it off. She doesn't know how to do that, would never do that. And I've told her numerous times, this person's not good for you, this person's using you. And she will literally get on her knees and serve them. Polish their shoes, rub their feet, massage them, whatever. Feed them. You want some soup? You want some soup? Here's your soup on an airplane. You open up. I mean, anything you want, you get if you're an asshole to her. So anyway, it feels good to get this out. I'm healing every day. She's left a real, I thought she was dying of cancer for years and years and years, and I literally cried my eyes out. I cried and cried and cried. She has witnessed me crying. She's held me while I cried, and it was all a lie. My friend told me that he wasn't friends with her, but he knew this woman who cried and bawled because her kid died. And oh my God, worst thing in the world, oh my God. And come to find out later, it was all a lie. So anyway, if you know somebody who is mentally ill, please get them some help. If this person is abusive to you because they want to be, they have to sabotage, that's the only thing they know. They have to hate, they have to be mean, they have to be nasty because that's all they know. If they refuse to get help, you're going to have to sever ties. I don't care if they're family or not. Some people deserve to lose. I feel that some people need to deserve to lose everyone important to them until they pull their head out and until they get some help. Because everybody talks about mental illness and nobody talks about people who are being treated with abuse, being treated in a hateful manner when all we did was try to do the right thing. There's not really a lot of support for I don't want to say victims. I don't perceive myself as a victim. I'm a survivor. I survived her crap and everybody else's who tried to run game on me. I'm not stupid, so I can smell game a mile away. Anyway, and people who are fake will reveal who they really are. It's just a matter of time. That's the best thing about being fake. They'll reveal who they really are. Just sit tight, get yourself a cup of tea. You'll see the real them come out. Anyway, so if you know somebody, get them some help. If they're being abusive to you and they're lying, pathologically lying, hurting your feelings, trying to embarrass you in the public, you got to kind of treat them like you would do a drug addict. They're addicted to the dysfunction, so it's a form of addiction. This is what I need you to do. and your behavior is affecting me in the following ways. We got to get you some help. If they refuse and you're a demon to them and you're a devil and a demon and a devil and a demon and you're awful and you're just terrible and you've never done anything nice for me, you're going to have to cut ties. Because if you associate with sick people, you get sick. You stay around them long enough, you're going to lose your damn mind. And you don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Life's too short. All of us could be snuffed out 5 minutes from now. Get hit by a car, a plane, fall out the sky, land on your freaking head, you're dead. It could happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but it can happen. Don't waste your time with something that's harmful to you. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to get off of here for real this time. Life is a classroom, baby. You learn. Woo! Do you learn? So I love you guys, and I hope this is helpful to you, those of you that have been betrayed by someone you love, lied to, betrayed. You're not the only one who's been through it. And time is going to be your best friend. As each day goes by, you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, but there's going to be a lot of healing that has to take place. Some days you're going to feel like you're making progress. Other days you feel like you haven't made any progress. You're going to cry your eyes out, especially somebody that you cared about that pretended they're dying. I mean, wow. There's certain lines you don't cross. I don't care how crazy you are. Anyway, I love you guys, and I hope that this is helpful to you, and you will heal. You will get better. You will recover, and hopefully you'll learn how to trust. I wouldn't advise you not to love anymore or not care anymore. I would advise you to not love harder, but love smarter. Give your love to those who are worthy and who respect you, because that's what love is. You guys respect each other. You love each other. You got each other's back through thick and thin. That's what love is, okay? All right. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you.